I read an item in page 6 a while ago about a woman named Sarah Symonds, like diamonds, who was involved with Gordon Ramsay. And the article was about her, and she was inviting Jamie Jungers, you know who she is, the one that blew the whistle and something else on Tiger Woods, to participate in this organization called Mistresses Anonymous. That piqued my interest, and I wrote an item for the Huffington Post called Mistresses Anonymous, and rewrote the 12 steps, and sure enough, I get Facebooked by my next guest, Sarah Symonds, who completely got the joke.
Well, one of the main reasons I'm here with you, Abe, is because I loved what you wrote about the 12 steps of my Mistresses Anonymous group. I loved your take on it, and I was not offended by it at all.
Would you do me the honors and read to the audience the 12 steps of Mistresses Anonymous?
I would love to.
Okay. The 12 steps of Mistresses Anonymous. 1. We admitted we were powerless over unavailable men, that our lives had become unmanageable.
2. We came to believe that a powerful man would make us feel complete and could restore our checkbook.
3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of a rich, older married man, even if we had to give him head.
Which we usually do. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of that wife, that bitch. She doesn't even give him head.
5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to our girlfriends over cosmopolitans the exact nature of our wrongs.
6. We're entirely ready to have the wife removed from this earth.
7. Humbly asked him to give me a condo and a monthly allowance, or I would tell the wife, that bitch, rather than admit our shortcomings.
8. Made a list of all past relationships of married men and became willing to make amends to the wives now that we had great worldly possessions.
9. Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others, or get our eyes scratched out.
10. Continued to take personal inventory of all the jewels and the gifts, and when we were wrong, we promptly sold them.
11. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God, praying only for the knowledge of His will for us, and the power to land another sugar daddy.
And 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to other mistresses, realizing what a bunch of hopeless fools we are. They are.
So does that capture the essence of your reading?
It certainly gives us another angle to look at, but you did miss out step 13. In most recovery groups there's 12 steps, as we know, but in my Mistresses Anonymous group there is a step 13.
Well, speak.
And that is alcohol.
Is that you will need the alcohol in order to deal with the breaking, the healing?
Absolutely, and I always say, girls, you know, ladies, follow these 12 steps religiously, but if all else fails, then you turn to step 13.
That is so hysterical. If you could just tell my audience about Mistresses Anonymous.
Mistresses Anonymous was something I pioneered after being on the Oprah show in 2007, because after I was talking about the topic of being a mistress, having your heart broken and lied to by married men, I was overwhelmed with the response I had from women who'd been watching the show, who told me that I was literally telling their story. They wanted advice off me of how to get out of their toxic relationships.
I think what your message is kind of wonderful, and it's very kind of I mean what-ish, in that you're very honest and you just call it for what you sees it. So just quickly tell me about where you feel it is your role to point out that the man is getting away with unnecessary.
Absolutely, and I have lived that life. I've had many affairs. Some of them I've been in love with, some of them I haven't, and the last affair I had absolutely killed me, broke my heart. And it was so crucifying that I, you know, as a woman's advocate, didn't want other women to go through that. And when I say go through that, be lied to, because when you're dating a married man, mostly you're dating a con man. He's lying to two women, his wife and his mistress. So what's the point of that? So I try to empower women not to be second best in a relationship. Don't wait at Christmas for the phone to ring, sitting on your own, drinking your Chardonnay, drinking your number 13s. You know, believe in yourself, and even if it means being single, don't date married men. But because I've lived this life, I know how and why married men cheat. So it's my job to expose the depth of lies and deceit they actually use to cheat on their wives. And I've heard it all, and I want and want to stop men getting away with it for so long.
So is this why there is that expression, men are pigs?
Men are pigs, rats and dogs. Tiger Woods is a pig in golf shoes.
You know, and speaking about Tiger Woods, everybody was so surprised that he cheated on Ellen, who was so beautiful and kind of just the perfect woman. And what do you think about those kind of situations when you don't quite, it's not obvious why someone is?
First of all, I don't think there is such a thing as a perfect woman, and I don't think looks have anything to do with it. Somebody cheated on Halle Berry, for God's sake, and she's gorgeous, so we don't know what these women are like behind closed doors. Maybe they're like cold fishes in bed. Maybe when Tiger Woods' wife had her children, she made the children her life. There was no room for Tiger. But I have a theory. Maybe Tiger wouldn't have been #1 in the world at golf if he wasn't getting his frustrations out with so many other women. So maybe his wife should be grateful for some of the things he's done. Living off all that sponsorship money. Would he have been so good if he was just being faithful to his wife? It's an angle. But typically when I was researching my book, men would tell me they didn't always want to cheat on their wives, but they felt that the emotional connection had gone once the children were born. Women tend to make the children their life. They tend to put lots of weight on. They tend to stop having sex with their husbands. I'm not sticking up for the man ever, but I'm just saying it as it is because I'm an infidelity analyst, so it's my job to look at the 3 sides of an affair story. And in an affair, there's always 3 sides.
Your website is called?
My website is called havinganafairthebook.com. And via my website, people can come to my Mistress's Anonymous meetings, and they can also purchase my book, and they can also read my blog, which is pretty hardcore, which is why I love you, because your blog is so hardcore.
Well, this is my nighttime reading here. Because I'm currently not having an affair, so I'm living vicariously through these women. So you have been the quintessential mistress in your other life.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do in bed that you think is the ticket?
Well, pretty much a mistress will do anything in bed with a married man, and that's one of the main reasons he seeks somebody else outside his marital bed. Sometimes there are things that men want to do they don't feel they can do with their wives, and often wives don't want to do with them. So as a mistress, you are basically by default trying to keep this man happy because you're in competition with another woman, which is his wife. So you tend to bend over backwards and forwards.
Oh, I am sure.
Lots of orifices are...
There ain't an orifice that ain't been visited.
I think my ears have not been touched. But,
oh, I don't know about that. You have lovely ears. I'm sure there's been, you know, what was the name of that play? Prick Up Your Ear. That Joe Orton book, right? Anyway, I'm sorry.
Mistresses are like starter wives. They know how to keep a man happy, and I think if more wives acted like mistresses, less husbands would cheat on them.
I think they should fuck them like bunnies.
Fuck them like bunnies. Anal sex is a big one.
Yeah.
Offer to have a threesome sometimes. If he wants it, don't be against it. You've got to be open-minded.
Right.
And if you're not having sex with your husband, somebody else is. So don't live in denial. Don't live in denial.
I kind of think that it's so refreshing because this conversation opens up the real truth about what kind of sex you really need to have in order to keep people like right at home.
Yeah. What I'd like to do is a bit like with the queer eye for the straight guy. I'd like to get mistresses going into frumpy wives' houses and try to change them out. Get out of those old sweatpants. Do your hair. Shave your legs.
Oh, that's very good.
Have sex with your husband. Dress up like a stripper sometimes. And I always say, I don't care if you like me or hate me. I'm not in this to make friends, but at least listen to me. I do know the secrets of why and how men cheat. And I do know the secrets of how women can stop getting their heart broken so many times.
Right. I think that's really great, and I think everyone should like buck up, have sex, and buy her book, man. Just go and find out more about it.
Can you be my agent, Abe?
No.
Okay.
Thank you very much for joining us for IMW TV. This has been a great afternoon at the Gansevoort Hotel with the lovely Sarah Symonds.
Can I kiss you?
Yes.